Well, we're back with another install on the Street Glide this time, or again, since that one does tend to get a little more picked on than the Springer does, because Springer's just about pretty much right where I want it to be. I don't want to fiddle with it because, you know, you keep poking and prodding and eventually you ruin a good thing. So I think the Springer's just about there. I'm still planning on, you know, maybe some shorter bars, lower profile blinkers, get rid of these just awful blinkers it has, but I digest. We're here to talk about the Street Glide. So I'm doing something today that I've been on the fence about since my last Street Glide. So for 6 years, I kept going back and forth. Is this worth it? Do I care? Would I even notice? And I finally decided to bite the bullet. So if you can see off in the background, there's some boxes. Let's get a little bit closer and I'll show you what I did. All right. So you can see what's on those boxes. Yep, we're doing some audio on the Street Glide. So the reason why I've been back and forth on it so much is most of my writing, you know, I'm by myself. You know, sometimes the wife comes with, but I do enjoy the music. That's why I like that. You know, the creature comforts, the little accoutrements, if you will. And if I want to go old school, I've got this. But my big hang up was how much money do you really want to spend on audio? It's a bike. Just listen to the bike sing to you, which I do enjoy doing, but not always. So obviously I went with the Harley setup. I know it's not the biggest, baddest, best setup out there. You know, Volunteer Audio out there, they've got a pretty killer setup that, you know, you can run with Cicada, you can run with Hertz. I'm not an audiophile, so much so that I want to spend that kind of money. I don't even know that I want to do saddlebag speakers, mostly from the potential for water intrusion if I get it wrong, or if things get old and wear out and get tired. As my bags are now, they're at least waterproof. So we're just doing a 2-speaker setup this time around. So I figured I'd stick with what I know is going to work natively with the bike, that I can do in my garage and not have to get all fancy with tuners and whatnot. So went the Harley route. I think that's going to be all that I need for the type of music I listen to, how I listen to it, when I listen to it, you know, without dropping 3, 4, 5, 6 grand on audio that I don't think I would personally notice a difference between $6,000 audio and $1,000 audio. I don't think I would. So I have not yet opened these boxes beyond just flipping one of the flaps up so you can't see my address. So I am going to get this unboxed, laid out on the workbench, and we're all going to take a look at what kind of goodies I just got. Oh yeah, that looks good. I especially like the trim ring, you know, on these. So if this doesn't give it away, this is the stage 3 2-speaker setup, the 500 watt amp, replacement speaker grills, instructions for the speakers, instructions for the amp, which, let's be honest, we're probably not going to use, but that's because probably much like a lot of you, I've seen multiple videos on this. So my video is going to be a little on the redundant side, but it's my channel. I'm going to do what I want. So should be fairly straight and simple. I need a T25 and a T27. This is also a T27, but this is going to allow me to get into some of the interfering screws without worrying about dinking up my paint. So I am going to compare the Harley grills to the Amazon special ones that I got, that I already put on there to replace the cheap plastic ones that Harley gave us. So we'll see how it compares. But you've seen me do this before, and probably plenty of others. We're going to remove the 2 screws here, get on both sides, get the windshield out of there. There's going to be 2 more underneath there. I believe those are T27s. This will lift up and off the little cover underneath the screen. And then we'll come around. You've got a T27 there, and T27 there. And here, this is the one I'm going to use that little Allen key for. In case you didn't see, there's a screw right in there. But the little Allen key I'm going to use for there, so I don't worry about hitting the paint. Same 3 on that side. We've got another Torx bit in there. I think that's going to be a 25. And then that's just a retainer clip. So we'll pop that out. And I believe behind this we've got 2 more, or at least 1 more there. I don't remember. It's been a minute. Then we'll take the front fairing away, unplug the headlight, set it down safely and securely. And the speaker grills, if you remember, they're just held on with the single T27 there and then 2 retainer clips. So you take these off gently. Now, I know a lot of people are having to roll their bars back in order to get the speakers in there. I'm really, really hoping I don't have to, but if I do, it's not the end of the world. I'll just loosen these up and roll these back. But since I'm running T-bars, I'm hoping maybe I've got enough room, but trust me, I probably don't, because I don't have that kind of luck on my side. So let me get to getting some of these bolts out of here. Like I said, you've seen me do this before. I'm not going to record every step of this, but when you see this, again, the front fairing will be off, and I'll try to fill you in as best I can with what I couldn't remember. Okay, so I was correct. Once you get all of that off, you've got, coming in from this direction, of course, T27 here, sorry, not here, here and here. And those are the 2 I always save for last, so that way I can put, my belly over the front fairing so it doesn't fall off. And look, see it, towel. But, so fairing is off, gently set down. So I didn't feel like busting out a blanket, I just gently put it there, so don't crucify me or nothing. And something to remember is these side fairing bolts are 2 different sizes. So you've got a long one up top, a short one in the middle, and a long one at the bottom. So make sure when you put it all back together, you go long, middle, long. That way you don't end up blowing through the front of your fairing. So now that we've got that off, we've exposed our amp, which is held in with 4 T30, here we go, T30 bolts. And then obviously we'll just unplug that and just jimmy this out of place. Might be easier to do once I actually have the amp loose, but either way, figure that out. Maybe easier to do with 2 hands, or at least the left hand, I don't know. But let me go ahead and get that swapped out, and then we'll be ready to potentially put the front fairing back on and do the front speakers. But I think I might do the speakers while I've got the fairing off, because at least in here I have access to these clips, so that way maybe I can pop these Amazon ones out without busting these standoffs again, because I'm not really trying to do that. So anyway, that's where we're at. Those long, short, and long bolts down the side, and then the 2 up top there, they are the screws in there are retained, so they don't come out of the fairing. So at least there's that. So, and then towel so you don't accidentally drop and dink up your fairing. So let me, like I said, I'm going to swap this out and then switch gears, and we'll start working on the speakers. Hold on. Before I jump onto the speakers, I found something interesting I thought I would share with you guys. So visually, these 2 amps aren't that different. Obviously the new one is a little bit taller, but the footprint is pretty well identical. The new one is probably a little heftier than the old one, but what I found to be the interesting part, and some of you might already know this, so don't pick on me because I'm learning, is obviously this is the new one. We know it's a Rockford Fosgate, but even the stock one is a Rockford amp. That I didn't know. So that was a fun little fact for me, is, straight from the factory, the amp that's in it is a Rockford Fosgate amp. Now, I don't know what kind of power this thing's putting down, but that looks like 200 watts. So that's about 100 watt to each speaker. The new one is 500 watts, so that's 250 watts to each speaker. And obviously cut that down again if you're running the 4-speaker setup. So, yeah, fun fact. I already had a Rockford amp, and I still do. So, anyway, fun fact over. All right, so as promised, we're going to do the the speaker grill comparison here, and I will admit it was a hell of a lot easier popping these ones out with that fairing off, because I just put my hand against it and push rather than trying to pull, and it popped right out. So visually they are really similar. However, the holes in the grill here on the new one, on the Harley one, are larger than the Amazon ones, so you can see through the new one more than the old one. So I don't know if that's a good thing to you or a bad thing. Personally, I like that the holes in it are bigger. So that being said, comes with the new clips already attached, the rubber gaskets. Whoops, here we go. Rubber gaskets are already on it, so I didn't have to carry over anything like I think I might have had to do with the Amazon ones. I know I had to carry over the orange clips, but I don't remember if I had to carry over the rubber gasket or if that was already on there. But heft wise, okay, the Amazon ones are heavier, and to be honest with you, and it's probably because maybe there's more meat to it because these holes are smaller, the Amazon ones do feel a little bit more substantial than Harley's. So like I said, could be because the holes are smaller, so there's more metal compared to here, but you know, it's just interesting. You know, the Amazon ones for $100 do feel more stout. So anyway, now I got to get over to the bike, and here's the real question: is can I pull the speakers without moving my bars? So I have no idea, and I don't know what size I need. We're gonna check a T, not that you can see anything, T25. Aha, so a T25 is what we need to pull the 4 out of there. So I'm gonna put you down, I'm gonna loosen all those up, get the old one out, and try to get the new one in without screwing with my bars. Wish me luck. All right, let's talk about fiddly, because damn, I mean, it looks good, but trying to find the right angle to fish that thing in through between that retainer and the retainer up top, that took some work. But we got there, and initially I was worried that maybe I'd, swapped the plugs. But fun fact is, you can't. One of the blades on the speaker is wider than the other, so you can't. It only fits one way. So anyway, I've got the high side done. Still have to do the low side, but you know what? Just for S and G's, let's head over to the workbench. And yes, I did. I checked the directions because I wasn't sure about those spade plugs. And I'm sure you've all seen multiple comparison videos, but I'm going to do one too. Stock stage 3. And there's a noticeable difference. That magnet to that magnet, the height, the weight. I mean, these things, they got heft. I mean, they're substantial. They're noticeable. Aside from just looking better, they're like a little paper cone versus not a paper cone. I'm, again, not an audiophile, not a speaker guy, but I can tell you, as the layest of layman's, this is a hell of an upgrade. So anyway, so let me get back at it. I'm going to pull out the high side speaker, get the new one in, and I think I'm going to do like the whole speaker configuration setup before. Hell, if I do that, then I'm going to start throwing codes because I got to plug in the light. Damn it. All right, fine. Anyway, I'm going to button this up, get that speaker in, get the face back on it, then we'll go into the radio and do that speaker configuration. All right, so everything's in, together, functional. So let's get in here and set up the speakers. Let's tell the bike what it has now. And of course, we gotta wait for everything to boot up. By the way, still loving this wireless charger. So can't endorse this enough. Even though they didn't endorse me, I'll endorse them because that's good stuff. And I'll tell you what, it does charge the phone up real quick. So, all right, so we're up and running. So let's go settings, see if I can remember how to do this. Sound, let's see here, speaker setup. Yes, I'm sure. Ooh, we didn't have that before. Okay, let's show that. Oh wait, no. We need to go to speaker configure. Upper fairing, lower fairing, saddlebag, tour pack, all that's staying at none. So we're selecting 3. Start our test. It's going to play some noise I have to identify. Okay, no sound. Now playing sound on amp 1, channel 4, tap on the speaker, there's none. Okay, turn off the bike. It says wait for 30 seconds, so I'm not gonna make you wait while I do. Okay, so we're back up and running. So let's just go back to settings. Whoops, sound. Speaker setup. Yes. Speaker status. All right, so it's registering our 2 upper speakers. It kept our stage 3 setup, so we're all set. Let me get off of this thing and we'll wrap this up. All right, so I know some of you are gonna be in the comment section all butthurt that I didn't do a before audio and an after audio or anything like that. Here's why. I'm recording this on an Insta360 Ace Pro. There's no boom mic on it. There's no torpedo mic. You're probably watching this on your TV or on your phone, maybe on your computer. Maybe one of those has a decent sound system, but it doesn't matter how good my camera setup is or your TV setup is, computer, whatever. You are not going to hear it as I'm hearing it, how I'm hearing it. So I'm sorry to everybody who wanted it before and wanted it after. You're not going to get that with an audio video from me. So, but I have listened to it. It is undeniably louder. So, yeah, I could have gone with a stage 2, you know, or stage 1, but it's all the same amp. So why not just kind of go all in with the stage 3, you know. I still don't think I'm going to do the saddlebag speakers. Maybe I will. I don't know, but unlikely because I like the fact that my bags are watertight. So all in all, it's an easy install. It's a little fiddly getting those speakers in there. I ended up having to turn them upside down and then sliding them in and up, setting them in, and then rotating them into position. So if you're looking to do this, just account for that. I did not have to lower my bars. Thank God. But if you're running, you know, like what most streetlight owners are, the apes or the mini apes, yeah, you're probably going to have to lower them so that way you've got the clearance in order to, you know, slip your speakers in and whatnot. But if you're running a T-bar setup similar to what I have, you should be able to do it without fiddling with your bars at all. So there's that. So one less thing I had to do. But I will put the links to the speakers and the amp in the description below. But all in all, like I said, it's really easy. T25, T27, and a T30. That was it. So, and I don't know, 20 minutes of time, but that's because I've taken these fairings on and off more than once. So I would say if it's your first time, budget yourself 45 minutes, you know, hour tops, absolute tops. So, and then setting up the radio, telling it what it is, you saw how easy that was. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go and play around with this new setup and enjoy it. And like always, questions, comments, concerns, you know, let me know. And we'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.